Everybody, and welcome back to more political chatter. And in this video, we will be talking about the 2024 New Hampshire Republican primary and how I think that this primary will be the end of Ron DeSantis's presidential campaign. So, of course, Ron DeSantis used to be known as this major contender for the nomination, and lately we have seen his support dip and dip and dip, and at one point he was at 30%, 30.8%. He was just 14 points behind Trump, and it was a totally open race, especially when you looked at the polls coming from the early primary states, especially Iowa, South Carolina. It was really close. And then now, on September 20th, 2023, we see Trump at 58, Ron DeSantis at 12. So, again, for months now, Ron DeSantis' support has just been declining. It's as simple as that. And he has not recovered at all. And I think that this new New Hampshire poll that just came out today really demonstrates that this will be the final blow to the DeSantis campaign, that he probably hangs in by Iowa, gets enough votes, gets second in Iowa to at least last a little bit. Then I think that New Hampshire will be the end of his campaign. So this new poll did come out. And before we read the results, I do want to say that this is not like what every poll is saying, right? I mean, this is it's not a huge outlier, but it's not like this is the common consensus that Ron DeSantis is in 5th place, because this new poll showed him in 5th place. But not every poll shows that. I think he's overall second right now in New Hampshire. But I think that this will continue, and I just want to point out this poll. And again, because this is really demonstrating that the New Hampshire primary will be the end of Ron DeSantis' political or presidential campaign and political future. So this poll by the University of New Hampshire, and I think it was sponsored by CNN as well, had 1,000 participants, 1,006 participants. That's pretty good. That is not bad. This is not some 200 or 300 participant poll. This is over 1,000. This is a very, very credible poll. Plus, CNN sponsored it. CNN has a pretty good record, actually, with their polls. They're underrated. They are an underrated pollster. Anyway, getting to the results, Donald Trump, and in parentheses, that's the change since July. So Donald Trump at 39%. Still, not even that close to a majority. Donald Trump, I do want to stress, is beatable in New Hampshire. That might deserve its own video. But Donald Trump is beatable in New Hampshire. But this video is about Ron DeSantis. And second is Vivek Ramaswamy, with exactly a third of the support that Trump has. He's at 13%. I think the highest he's ever been in New Hampshire. That is a gain of 8% since July. Very good. Nikki Haley is in third. Big shocker at 12%. Now this is where an outlier is, okay? Haley at 12%. Absolutely an outlier. Polls are not showing Nikki Haley at 12% in New Hampshire. And that is a 7% increase from July. Of course, July was before the debate. Debate definitely helped Haley in New Hampshire. But Haley is at 12, a point below Ramaswamy. Chris Christie is at 11, a point behind Nikki Haley, and that is a 5% increase from July. Not much of a surprise there, but still a great showing for Chris Christie. Ron DeSantis is not in second behind Trump. He's not in third behind Vivek. He's not in fourth behind Haley. He's in fifth behind Chris Christie. You know things are so bad for your campaign when you are behind a guy who became politically irrelevant in 2016. Chris Christie should not be beating you in a presidential primary when you were, at the beginning, considered by some people, the front runner for the nomination. A lot of people, maybe the majority, thought that you would beat Trump in a primary. And now you are a point behind Chris Christie, who again should not be politically relevant, and he isn't. That is a 13% decrease from July. 13. Trump plus 2, Vivek plus 8, Haley plus 7, Christie plus 5, DeSantis minus 13. Tim Scott at 6, Mike Pence at 2, Doug Burgum at 1, Will Hurd at 1, but that does not matter. But yeah, I mean, Ron DeSantis in 5th place is just such an embarrassment for his campaign. And it's polls like this that I really think are driving the DeSantis campaign downward because, not just voters seeing this poll. It's not like every voter is totally invested in politics and follows polls. But more so with donors, big, wealthy, influential, very important supporters of his campaign. The important people that help run political campaigns. So when they are seeing polls like this in New Hampshire, I mean, if you're a big money donor and you see Ron DeSantis in 5th place behind Chris Christie in New Hampshire, why would you put money towards him? Because if the result turns out anything like this poll, you're not getting past New Hampshire. You're certainly not getting past South Carolina. And you're certainly not getting past Super Tuesday. If the results are anything like this poll. So again, if you see this poll, why would you invest anything into the DeSantis campaign? Because sure, I mean, he might, even if he did have okay numbers nationwide, okay numbers in Iowa, you're not getting past this. If you're on DeSantis and you get even 3rd, or 4th, or 5th, or 6th in New Hampshire, it's over for you. It's just over. And we have been seeing this, of course, for so long now. I mean, in 2023, in January, it was looking okay. It started to decrease a little bit, and then that Trump indictment, and he gets that huge boost, and Ron DeSantis suffers a little boost, and that's really where it starts, the huge decline for Ron DeSantis, because you see Trump go up, DeSantis take a hit from that. Why is it refreshing? I do not know. And then it just continues to go down and down and down and down. So especially when we're seeing it nationwide, it's not like he has any hope anywhere else. It's New Hampshire will probably be the final blow. And then even if he does have the money, have the belief, I guess, that he can somehow win this, and he lasts past New Hampshire to South Carolina, he is already, okay, I think that this is being completely overlooked because people are still treating Ron DeSantis as like one of the major candidates. I mean, he is one of but like the second major candidate. When Nikki Haley, overall in polls, is beating Ron DeSantis in South Carolina. So let's say he gets past New Hampshire and he gets even 3rd. And, so many of his supporters lose hope in his campaign then. And then you get to South Carolina when already support for him is very low because of his New Hampshire performance. And then he's already behind Haley. He's tied with Tim Scott. So you definitely not getting past South Carolina because by this time, Tim Scott's probably over you already. And you get 4th in South Carolina, maybe 5th behind Chris Christie, just like New Hampshire. Maybe 6th behind Armstrong. So, point is that DeSantis could fare okay in Iowa. He will not do very well in Iowa. But then once you get to New Hampshire, it's over. It really is. Because this new poll has him at 10, and we see Christie, Haley, and Ramaswamy, along with Ron DeSantis, and in some polls, Tim Scott, also around 10. So it's not necessarily how close you are to being second in percentage points. It's really about how you appear on the TV screen, in what place, you know? So if you get fifth, I mean, it's over, especially after South Carolina. No hope in the DeSantis campaign, none, and there hasn't been. I don't know why I was including two has. Anyway, thank you all for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all next time.